Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In interview preparation guide, I have added two more concepts like real-time incidents and solutions and rise up concept. Whoever want this document, you can send an email to this email. Okay. Our today's topic is SAP S4 HANA implementation project steps. Okay. And now we use like SAP methodology. Now we are using like for S4 HANA implementation SAP Activate methodology. In this methodology, we have 6 steps. We'll see one by one. This SAP Activate is Activate methodology, SAP official implementation methodology for S4 HANA implementation. It's combines of best practices and guided configuration and agile enabled project management. So agile way of working, we are working now. These are the major pillars for this methodology. SAP best practices guided configuration agile way. So you can see these things, and these are the 6 phases normally: discover, prepare, explore, and realize, deploy, and run. It's a post go live activity. Okay. In the discover phase, normally this is the first phase. In this phase, often by pre-sales or senior architects this involved, but these are the FICO consultants are heavily involved in this phase. Okay. So to understand the customer to S4 HANA process and values and what are the benefit to the customer, here we will explain to the customer and we will guide the right approach to the configuration. So which system we need to use, something like this. Here you can see this is the phase of pre-sale senior architect. FICO consultants are heavily involved. Help the customer to understand S4 in a value and confirm business case and select the right transition approach. So right way approach we will guide that to the customer. So decide why to move, what to move at high level. So this is a high level normal phase. This is a build business case, quality benefits. So how this is like faster real-time analytics, process automation. Will give all full information to the customer. These are the axis landscapes. So what is the system landscape ECC versus the older S4 and customer footprints, and what are the interfaces we have, what are the deployment options. So we have like public like private cloud or on-premises systems and RISE. These are the information brought to the customer. So these are the SAP tools used like readiness check, transformation navigator, business scenario. Okay. Choose the approach like which type of implementation you want to go. Okay, customer want to go the best way for use for custom greenfield or brownfield, or example like system conversion, data transition. Uh, Whatever the best suit for the customer, will guide to them. In the second phase, the preparation prepare phase. Here the initiate the project, fix the scope at manageable level, and set the governance and tools and environments. What are the environments we have? Define the project scope high level and backlog. Prioritize the process and countries and waves to clarify the out of scope items. So normally we will move like one by one wave, like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, something like that. We will move it. So prepare the system like starter system or sandbox development, quality system production, initial user authorization, initial user setup, initial information. So finalize the scope like FICO, asset accounting, treasury, so GRC, something, everything. The confirm the SFI ANA S4 ANA versions and set up like development, quality, production systems and transport routes. How the TRs will move one system to one other systems. Here the our responsibility is like validate the financial scope and exclusion, define chart of account, fiscal year, variant, country rollouts, how the one country to another rollout will happen, how identify the integration dependencies, start data migration planning. So here normally we'll see one by one steps. Here explore phase, fit to stand and blueprint normally. So here the main major, this is the critical phase of the project. Design the solution using the fit to standard workshops, not the custom first thinking. So first of all we need to go by the normally the standard way of SAP. So using the SAP best practice adoption and justified gaps. So whatever not fit in the standard way of working, so we need to go for the gap analysis. There we will get a rise of concept. Okay. Prepare workshops, review the best practices, scope items, prepare demo and data in starter system, align participants and objectives, execute the fit to standard. So demonstrate a standard process end to end using best practice in theory. Discuss how well they cover the business requirement. Here in the fit to standard workshops like demonstrate SAP best practice we will use real-time S4 systems and business validation standard processes. Identify the gaps. So normally in SAP, for example, tax related legal related things are country to country will differ. That times the standard way of standard system will not fit the gap. So we need to identify the legal gaps and statutory requirements, reporting gaps and integration gaps, whatever. Use the standard one, decide and configure and enhance the rise of concepts like workflow, reports, interface, conversion, enhancement of forms, whatever it is, we will see in rise of. So in the core workshops, we will what they maintain like enterprise structure, how the enterprise structure will look like, the GL account, the GL design, like how many length we will use, the ledger design, the document splitting, everything in the workshops will happen. So in the phase of relation phase, whatever we happen in the business blueprint or whatever we fit the in the explore phase, we will start implementing the relation phase here. Here configure, build and test, validate the solution iteratively. So iterative configuration, use the guided configuration tools, activate the scope of item, adjust the settings, finance, logistic, so whatever it is. So all extension, the integration build, implement the required rise of BTP experience and APIs and interfaces, always aligned with the clean core security guidelines. Data migration, design mapping and run mock migration testings and validation business key figures. This will happen here in this phase. And testing strategy, run unit testings and system integration such as testings, SIT and UOT and agile waves and sprints, regression testing with an automated test tools whereas possible. Based upon project to project, this might be changed. Some slighter change will happen, but most of the situation these steps will follow. Here our key activities like SPRO configurations, develop the rise of objects, whatever the not fit in the standard things, we will create the we will use the rise of concept, unit testing and sprint based build cycles. So one sprint after another sprint will go. Data migration mock runs. So data migration mock run we will use. So rise of development, as you know, reports, interface, forms, enhancement, conversion. Testing levels like unit testing, system integration testing, and data migration testing we'll do in this phase. These are the configurations we'll done. Deploy phase and go live readiness. Prepare the organization and system for production cutover. So cutover planning, whatever the cutover planning consult is single a detailed cutover plan across the technical and functional teams. So we'll first decide with the technical functional teams and before cutover. So final the mock cutover, full rehearsals. So all testings will happen in the quality environment, validate the timings, data quality and critical process. Production cutover execute the migration, switch the interface, run smoke test and key business scenarios. And the hypercare setup also. Define the hypercare durations, support channels, who KPI knowledge process integrations and escalation routes, who will escalation one by one levels. Here in the deploy phase, normally UAT will come. The business users will test UAT, business validator, real scenarios, month end and year end testing will happen here. The data migration. So on migration, will open item APR, customer and vendor, open item GL balances, asset values, bank balances, all will come here. And cutover planning like system freeze. So whatever the old maybe ERP system or uh, old system, the freeze will what time the system freeze will happen, the final postings, migration, sequestration, reconciliation, all will decide in this phase, deploy phase. In the run phase, post go live and continuous improvement. Here the post go live, after the post go live, all TR will move to the production, stabilize the system, continue. Here the stabilization hypercare will come to picture. Hypercare means normally after once data move to production, we will check up to maybe 8 weeks. Up to 8 weeks, we will monitor the all issues like monitor incident, performance, interfaces, critical jobs, close remaining defects, any something, some story, some defects happens. That time we'll move the new defects, new TRs will move to production. Whatever small changes is there, that time we will move the fine tune configuration. So fine tuning means the whatever the if something is missing, we'll immediately create the TRs, we'll move the production, we will set the interface, we'll set the everything in line. Transition steady to state. So handover, once this hypercare is done, we will give the handover the system to AMS support team. So once support team comes, operation with complete the documentation, run books, everything will hand over to them. Then continuous improvement. So leverage SAP cloud and analytical to identify automation. Whatever the continuous improvements, they will look into like AMS team will look into that. So automation opportunities, processing managing inside new scope of items. Here the activities like hypercare support, incident resolution, performance tuning, so user training, KPI monitoring. So thank you.